There's so much fear kind of surrounding youth sports right now, I think. And it's kind of a bummer, right? But you shouldn't play sports if you want to avoid concussion. Like, some people are like, my kid's never playing football, period. You know, what would you say to potentially someone who comes to you with those concerns?
Yeah, sure. I think every kid's going to be different. Every situation is going to be different. It's an individualized decision. But you can come into my office any day of the week, and you're definitely going to find people who have suspected concussions playing sports, and you're going to find just as many people who have suspected concussions from other things. And most people who are playing a contact sport, they're probably going to find an outlet for sort of that same desire to play a contact sport in another way. I see a lot of decisions being made of kids who've had concussions, whether it's like falling out of a bed or slipping on the side of a pool or stuff like that, not related to their sport at all. And the parents like, we're going to retire them from soccer, but the kid's never been injured playing soccer their entire life. That decision, you have to look at the specific individual risks, but the reality is that sports, beyond just the physical exercise part of it, the social aspect of playing sports, the mental health benefits of playing sports, there's a ton of different benefits that I don't think there's a healthier thing that a kid could do than playing a sport, than having those habits that lead to long-term active lifestyles.
Yeah, absolutely. Bree, do you ever consult with, like, do people come to you, patients or otherwise, that are just like, that have this concern? How do you counsel them?
So I get that question a lot. Would you let your kids play football? And my answer is always yes. And I agree with Dr. McCarthy. My approach is personal. If I have a kid who's never been injured playing football, why not let them play? If I have, a 16-year-old that's on their third concussion, they can't seem to protect themselves when they're getting hit, then there's an issue, whether it be the postural stability of the muscles or something's going on, they're just maybe a little reckless. And that's on an individual basis. But I see a whole lot more concussion injuries from I slipped and fell on the ice, I got undercut by the dog, and I fell over, and some of those where you're not ready for it, you're not prepared for it, and some freak accident happens. So I think when we start trying to avoid freak accidents or something going wrong is where we miss out on the opportunity for so many more positive benefits from sports. So I kind of put in my 2 cents with a parent and let them make their own personal decision. But my answer is always, my kids playing whatever sport that they ask to play. So